Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is VIN 3108. This is a 2020. You guys are always looking for the 2020s. This is a 2020 Puerto Rico market car, and it's the very last Puerto Rican market car GSF made for the Puerto Rican market. It is a 1J2, which is liquid platinum with LA33 interior, which is the black and red interior. We didn't get that in North America. One of the Guam cars had it, and several of the Puerto Rican cars had it, and that's it. So as far as North America goes, this was the only way to get it otherwise. And it is for sale currently at a wholesale dealer auction in Mannheim in Puerto Rico with 53,603 miles. And it was run yesterday. Here it is, mid-June of 2026. It was run yesterday, and it had no bids. And they dropped the ask price all the way down to 53,000, which was probably the reserve, and it didn't sell. So they're going to run it again here in about another 5 days, and it will probably either have a lower reserve or no reserve. Right now it still shows as it having a reserve, but it is a dealer-only wholesale auction. It's for sale by Toyota Motor Credit, so I don't know if it was a repo. According to the Carfax, it's not, but that's who is currently selling it. So maybe they traded it into a Toyota dealer and just Toyota Motor Credit is who is selling it. Production statistics. So there are only 23 cars for the Puerto Rican market. 2 were liquid platinum and only 1 had this red and black interior. So this car is a true one of one. The Puerto Rican market, you also had the option of ticking the box for these cars to have a full-size spare tire, and this car has it. So it has a full-size spare tire. It takes up a lot of trunk space. It is a love it or hate it. I've added it to my orange one at significant expense, but it is something that I like. This is not a daily driver, but my wife's car, the blue one, we just have a modern spare. It takes up significantly less room, and you still get to use the full trunk space. So this car, you could option the rear window shades, and this car does not have it. You could option power folding mirrors, and this car has that. It does not have a cellular connection, so it doesn't have an SOS button or anything on the up by the sunroof controls, anything like that. It was manufactured November 21st of 2019, and it has engine number 2085103, originally from the factory. And if you want to verify that, then all you have to do is remove the upper engine cover, the plastic cover, and there should be a black and white label on it that shows the engine number, and it should read 2085103. Carfax, Epic VIN, and Auto Check. So Carfax shows this, my 2026 Carfax shows this as a 1-owner, no accident car. 2024 shows this as a 1-owner, no accident car. Epic VIN shows this as a 2-owner, no accident car, and it looks like they're factoring in this was probably a dealer demo, and maybe it counted that as an owner because it was for quite a while it was for sale. And Auto Check also shows this as a 1-owner, no accident car. So I think it is safe to assume this was probably a dealer demo, and it is a 1-owner, no accident car in Puerto Rico, Puerto Rican market, clean title car. Previous sales. So this car first went on sale in February of 2020 in Puerto Rico. It didn't have a price listed, and it continued to be for sale, and they listed it again in May of 2021. So like not quite a year and a half later for $99,000 USD. I have seen one that's been priced higher. It was about $105,000 when it was new. But remember, Puerto Rican market's a little bit different than the mainland USA. But it was listed for $99,000 USD with 5,500 miles at San Juan, Puerto Rico, Lexus de San Juan. Finally sold in October of 2021 with about 10,000 miles on it in Luquillo, Puerto Rico. So that's where it ended up, and that is the most recent owner until it was traded in or sold to Toyota. And as I said, it ended up being sold now by Toyota Motor Credit, and it had no bids here mid-June of 2026. So hopefully they either reduce the reserve or somebody gets the attention and buys this and brings it to the US, or a buyer in Puerto Rico. So now to the photos. As is pretty common with the cars from Puerto Rico, they always have the AC on, so you're gonna have max AC blowing most of the time, so really, really cold air, and all of the carbon fiber trim on the interior for the front 5 pieces is delaminating. I do see a little damage on the front bumper, little paint damage, fixable, not a deal breaker. Has an aftermarket exhaust, and it has no window tint. I don't know how you survive in Puerto Rico with no window tint, but it has none. And it has the full-size spare, has an RR Racing intake elbow, and RR Racing air oil air separator installed as well. Overall, it looks like a pretty good example. You just kind of have to look past the carbon fiber trim and a couple of little of the boo-boos. It's going to need a little bit of recon done to it, so not a big deal there. So as far as the price goes, the Puerto Rican market is completely different than the US, as is like the European market and elsewhere. So this car, I can only go on if it was for sale here in the United States. And this is easily, when the carbon fiber is addressed, the paint issues are addressed, this is easily a $70,000 car in today's market here in June of 2026. But getting it here is expensive. I don't know if there's duties that apply because it is a US territory. I don't know how that works. I've never imported a car from Puerto Rico, so I don't know how that works. But at $53,000 for asking price at the last ask, which was probably the reserve, this would have been a smoking deal, and there would have been plenty of room left for profit if you were going to buy it to resell it, especially because this is a dealer auction, so that's what would happen. But I think that fixed up, $70,000 is not out of the realm of possibility for this car for a retail price. It would have to have the carbon fiber trim addressed, any other issues that it may have. So now to the service history. It's pretty well dealer serviced as well. The original service history is in Espanol, in Spanish, so I have translated it to English. Thank you, ChatGPT. And so the first entry of note is September of 2021. At 10,000 miles, the right front shock was replaced. So all of the 17s through 2020s had these adaptive damping shocks, and some of them leaked when they were brand new. I've seen one that had 12 miles on it that it was leaking sitting there in the showroom. And so this one made it to 10,000 miles before it had the first one leaking. January of 2022 notes that it needs brakes and tires soon at 15,000 miles, and it was declined. I would think in Puerto Rico there's lots of stop and go, lots of short trips, and so typically the cars there don't have a lot of miles, as is the case here. March of 2023 at 26,000 miles, they noted that it still needs brakes, and it was still not done. May of 2025, 38,000 miles, the right rear shock was leaking and it was replaced. So 2 of the 4 shocks have been replaced. So the left front and the left rear shocks have not been replaced. Probably still needs brakes unless it was done elsewhere, DIY or something like that. So as far as service history goes, I would probably just do the TVD service, the transmission service. You know, this car's probably had a lot of short trips, lots of shifting, stop and go, that kind of thing. So that would be something to factor into your purchase price. But I would think, you know, you could send the carbon fiber pieces off to SMA Fabrication for $800 and get all 5 of those pieces replaced, refinished, and so they'll never delaminate again. Or you can replace them and it's going to be $10,000 or $12,000. Your choice. But yeah, it looks like a fairly good example. It has pretty good bones, needs a little reconditioning, which is not out of the ordinary for a wholesale auction car like this. So you just kind of have to look past that and look at the bones. It has good bones. It's been fairly well serviced and may need 2 other shocks, but the rest of it's pretty well sorted. Being a 2020, it doesn't have the low pressure fuel pump issues, the humming or buzzing. It doesn't have the GPS location problems. It wasn't subject to the sticky dash, anything like that. So like it's pretty well sorted in that regard too. So it still has the low pressure fuel pump recall, which the remedy is not available yet here mid-June of 2026. It should be any day now, but it's still not available. So that brings me to would I buy this car? At $53,000, absolutely. I would definitely go to the hassle for $53,000 at bringing this car to the US mainland for a 2020 with 53,000 miles. Absolutely. So that's what I've got for you guys. Maybe it'll pop up for sale in the US. Maybe it's going to stay in Puerto Rico. We will see. So far, all 23 of the Puerto Rican cars are in Puerto Rico. And then there's several US cars that are in Puerto Rico too. These guys love the RCF and the GSF. There's a ton of them down there. So with that said, this is what I've got for you. VIN 3108. Maybe we're going to see it soon. Maybe we won't. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you soon.